me. Okay, now the problem deals with 5.7's task. Now, here is what we're given. On our problem, we have a triangle that kind of looks like this. Okay, and in our triangle, this side is 4.4. This side is 3.2, and every length is measured in meters, and then this is 66 degrees, this angle here. Now, you know that for the cosine law, we have to have a side, an angle, and a side, and then we're looking for the opposite side here. So that's this part here. Now, our triangle is labeled E, D, and F. So triangle DEF, and we are actually looking for side D. So 3.2 is side E, and it's little e, and 4.4 is little f. So just like before, when we use our cosine law, we start with d squared is equal to e squared plus f squared minus 2 times EF cosine of the angle D. So now let's do our substitution. So you're going to get d squared is equal to, well, 3.2 squared plus 4.4 squared minus 2 times 3.2 times 4.4, and then cosine of 66. So it's like just a multiplication. So you go and do this. You got up to this part. You got d squared is equal to 10.24 minus the multiplication of this part here, which was perfect, minus 28.16. And then we still have cosine of 66. So still we have to do the cosine of 66. So here's what you do normally. Okay, if your calculator is sophisticated enough, you can do the square root of this entire thing here, and it saves you some time. All right, now if that doesn't work, what you have to do is you're gonna have to basically take this part, here, minus all of this. And you know that for the 28.16 cosine 66, we have to think of that as a times. Now, here's what I like to do, okay? I like to use my calculator to do this entire calculation in one step. And then at the end, I square root it. So I'll show you how I do it on my phone right now. Usually, I have an app running here. Oh, the app's missing, so I have to load it up. All right, so here's our app. So here's what you do. You calculate 10.24. So let's just make sure that 10.24 plus 19.36 is equal to 29.6. Perfect. Okay. So now let's clear that. And then we're going to go and check 2 times 3.2 times 4.4. Let's make sure that's 21. Yes, excellent work. So now, remember, you still have d squared is equal to this thing. You've got 29.6 minus 28.16. And now you know that it's cosine 66, but really what we want to say is it's times cosine of 66. So you just make sure on your calculator you enter it that way. Now, if you have an unsophisticated calculator, you're going to have to go and take cosine 66 multiplied by negative 28.16 and then add 29.6 and get your answer of 18.15. So now that I've got my answer of 18.15 for d squared, all I'm going to do is I'm going to square root it like we used to do when we were dealing with our square root problems, our Pythagoras theorem problem. So we take the square root of 18.15, and you're going to get some number like 4.2. So now then you just take the square root of that. So you're going to get so you're going to get an answer of 4.3. D is 4.3. Okay, now you'll notice that when I was doing my calculations, if I knew I was going to have one decimal of accuracy, what I would try to do is I would try to use at least 2 decimals in my calculations before I do my square rooting and all that other stuff, and then round accordingly to get my final answer. And there we go. There's our answer. That is what you need to do. Okay?